Hi, everyone. Brinton Payne is Senior Advisor, Government Relations, as part of LuncefordWEBB Government Relations here at Sunwest Communications. That's a mouthful. Brinton, glad to have you on board. So glad you're part of the family and part of the team. Okay, so we just got through midterm elections 2022. Lots to weave through locally, regionally, statewide, and nationally. What's your biggest takeaway?
I think that the fact that it wasn't just this pendulum sweep to kind of one of the fringe sides or the others was pretty, to me, pretty insightful. And it means that, hopefully we can start working together a little bit and not be as partisan as we have been on so many divisive issues. The COVID thing took us into a whole nother realm of politics. I mean, in some ways, it was a wonderful thing because I think a lot of people are paying attention who never paid attention before, and there's a better voter turnout than ever before, especially in our county, in Tarrant County, and in Texas. But in other ways, it's like, are we paying attention to the issues that are really moving the ball as far as, growth in a state, growth in our county, and things like that?
So for individuals, brands, companies who were thinking about building relationships with their elected officials or dipping their toe into the world of government relations, and they see the partisan politics, they see how really difficult it is right now, and they're like, I don't want to have any part of that. What do you say to them? What's your advice?
I would say, if you're here in Texas, think again, because we have a lot of money, and I don't think a lot of other states have that, and we have a very good body that exists here, and even at the
legislature.
Yep, the legislature, but also at the local level. I mean, we're really blessed on the western side of the Metroplex to have folks who still continue to work together. They have some sense of stability in the manner that they have, and as I've discussed before, I mean, it's a respect for the process, and they've got to get there some way, and hopefully they don't burn it down in order to get to where they need to be, and have kind of made themselves a lightning rod. But when they get there, if they respect the process and they're able to move forward with some of the initiatives, which I think that we can help with, with various clients and things like that.
Of course. So for folks who are considering doing business in Tarrant County, and whether it's Fort Worth or Arlington, elsewhere, what's your number one piece of advice from a government relations perspective?
Get to know the process, kind of the way every city does things a little bit differently.
Yep.
The county's got a new county commissioner,
judge,
new county judge, but also 2 new county commissioners.
Yep.
That Tarrant County is a little bit divided in the sense that they've got the Democrats on the south side and the Republicans on the north side now. And that's all going to be a new working order for them as well, especially with the new leader in charge. We've had the same and been pretty lucky with a consistent body from before. And it's a new time, so it's a good time to get involved. But just like anything else, and most business people know this, to be respectful of those folks and be very cautious about what you put out there in the ethos and things like that, and make sure that if you're going to go all in on something, that you're pretty aware of what those cards that everybody else around the table is holding.
Last question. Predictions. Of course, like a lot of states, Texas starts its legislative session at the beginning of the new year. Any major predictions for what's going to come out of Austin?
I think a big thing that will come about is this spending cap. I mean, we have a lot of money, and there are some who I think don't want to spend all of that. And you could look back and say the reason we have so much is because people have been pretty fiscally conservative to this point for a long time. Even when I started, there was a $10 billion shortfall. So we're in a much different time.
The rainy day fund.
Right? Yes, yep, which is based on the oil and gas tax revenues. But I also think that, like I've said before, Texas operates as its own entity, and it's a really good thing, and that maybe we can continue to operate as our own state and not hear so much of the national noise to come in. I mean, we've been able to do that thus far, so
it helps to be the 6th largest economy in the world as well.
Yes,
not so bad. Really excited to have Brinton Payne on board as Senior Advisor of Government Relations here with the LuncefordWEBB and Sunwest family. So Brinton, welcome. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Crayton.
And thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.